Hello children, good morning to all. So children, in our today's class we will learn about that how we can set field properties in a design view. So for this here our class begins. So children, in our previous class we have learned about few field properties there. Now again we will take one quick recap what we covered there. And children, there we have learned about few field property. We all are aware that in MS Access we can create the table by two methods. One is datasheet view and one is design view. When we are creating the table in datasheet view, this one is your datasheet view. Here first you will mention the field name, then you will enter the values, and in this manner we are creating the table in datasheet view. Datasheet view में MS Access does not allows us that we can set any field property, but when we are creating the table in design view, that MS Access provides us the facility that we can set extra field properties there. So this one is your navigation pane. First select the table of which table you want to open design view, and then right click on that, and then here is the option design view. When you are clicking on design view, you will check your table is open in design view, and these are the field properties that are associated with that particular field. And there children, with different fields means with different data type we are having different field properties there. For example, I will show you that if I am selecting text data type, these field properties are there. If I am selecting number data type, with number data type field properties are different. Few common properties they all are having, like field size, format, decimal places, input mask, caption, default value, validation rule, validation text required, index, smart text and text align. These field properties might be possible that it is available in different data type, it is different. I am selecting date and time. Here with date and time different field properties are there. So these are the field property data associated with different fields. Now we will learn about these property, that what is the meaning of this. First I am selecting text data type. With text data type field size we all are aware it is of 255 character. Okay, with text field size is your 255 character. What field size they represent? That maximum in this particular field, maximum you are allowed to place 255 characters there in this text field. Okay, but if I am selecting number data type, the children in number data type we are have this field size vary define or depend on the what format you are selecting. Here field size it depend on what format you are selecting. If I am selecting date and time, with date and time this field size depend on what format you are selecting. Children, in name तो we are not having any format. Name में क्या है? Text we are placing. In text तो कोई format नहीं हो सकता. But if I am selecting number data type, तो in number data type we are having different format. Here I am selecting format, percent format I have already selected. Now I will show you that what formats are available there with this. Again I am selecting. First I am selecting number data type. Here I am selecting percent symbol. I am selecting format property, and here we are having these field formats that are available. Because when I am entering number, you are aware that in number we are having different formats. ठीक है, देखो first one is your general number. General number means user जैसे place कर रहा है उसको वैसे ही place कर दो. Next one is your currency symbol, means आगे dollar place करना है, and use with the help of this comma with these decimal places you will separate the number. Next one is your euro symbol. Euro means आगे euro symbol it will place, and then like this one is one more format. In number we are having different format. You are aware that in number I want to place decimal number, I want to place fractional number, I want to place in power of 10 means exponential format, I want to place my number in decimal format. So it means in number we are having different format. What format you are selecting, your field sizes depend on what format you are selecting. Here I am selecting fixed format. So in fixed means after decimal it allows only 2 digit. This one is fixed format. If I am selecting a standard format, then in a standard format means after decimal or with the help of this comma means 1000 separators like this it will place. If I am selecting percent symbol, means I want in that particular field I want to place the number in percent format. So whatever number user is placing, it multiply that number with 100 और पीछे क्या कर देगा, it will place this percent symbol. If I am selecting scientific, means I want to save the number in scientific format. Scientific means in 10 power, है ना, that E means exponential. ठीक है, 10 की power 3 like this. So if you want to save your number in this format, so it will टेक दैट नंबर, मल्टीप्लाई इट विद 10 और 10 की पावर में उसको सेव करेगा. सो इट मीन्स दैट इफ आई एम सेलेक्टिंग डिफरेंट फॉर्मेट, मेरा जो फील्ड साइज होगा वो नंबर में वेरी करेगा. अगर मैं जनरल फॉर्मेट यूज करूंगी इट विल टेक लेस स्पेस. इफ आई एम सेलेक्टिंग स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मेट उससे ज़्यादा लेगा. इफ आई एम सेलेक्टिंग साइंटिफिक फॉर्मेट इट विल टेक मोर डेटा. ठीक है, तो मीन्स इन नंबर डेटा टाइप द टेक्स्ट साइज, योर फील्ड साइज डिपेंड ऑन व्हाट फॉर्मेट यू आर सेलेक्टिंग. Okay, in place of this, if I am selecting date and time, in date and time also we are having so many format. Here this one is your format and I am showing you that so many formats are associated with date and time. First one is your general date. General date means complete date. First one is your month, second one is your day, and then year, and then your complete time, and then AM and PM. This one is your general date. Generally everyone is using writing like this. Next one is your long date. Long date, children, first you will mention long means complete. I want first your day, then your month, then your date, then comma, and then year. This one is long date. Medium date, first your day, then your month, and then your year. Short date, in school you are using, in general you are using, this one is the short date format. I want to save my date in this format, then select short date. Long time, like date we are having three format: general date, long date, medium date, short date. Like this we are having three format in time also. One is long time. Long time means complete time I want. Like I am placing your first one is your hour, then your minute, and then your second, and then AM and PM. Okay, next one is your medium time. First I want your month, your hour, and then minute, and then AM PM. Short time, 24 hours time it will take. First your hour, second one is your minute. So children, here we are having different formats there, and with these format देखो, if I am selecting short time, obviously short time it will take less space. If I am selecting this long time तो उससे ज़्यादा space लेगा. It means field size depend on the format you are selecting. Okay, same with date. If I am selecting long date ज़्यादा amount में space लेगा. If I am selecting the short date will take less space. So your field size in date and time and in number depend on your format, what format you are selecting. Okay, so format may we are selecting what format we are selecting, our field size depend on the format. Here this one in while in this text your format is your means field size is 255 character. Next one in format, here if you check that in text तो we are not having any format. मैम text में तो only we are placing text there. वहाँ पे तो कुछ कैपिटल स्मॉल, ठीक है. सो मीन्स वी आर इंसर्टिंग टेक्स्ट ओनली. सो इन बिल्ट देयर इज नो टेक्स्ट फॉर्मेट, but in text we can place the value either in capital letter or in a small letter. If I want to place all the value in capital letter, then you will use this greater than symbol. If I am selecting this greater than symbol, now I am saving this table. It will place all the value. देखो name को मैंने select किया है, and in name I am placing this greater than symbol format. Now I am saving this table, opening the table in data sheet view. First save the table. Okay, no problem, save it. You will check all the values are there in your capital letter. Ma'am, I want to place all the value in small letters. So you will select the table in data design view. And here in format you will change this format to small one, ठीक है, this symbol. And now again you will save the view. Now again you will open the table in data sheet view and first save the table, whatever changes we have done, save it. Here you will check all the names they are in a small letter. Okay, so this format define that what type of value we can save, and field size depend on the format you are selecting. If I am selecting that number data type or date and time, different formats we are having. But in text there is no inbuilt format. If you user defined formats are there. If I am selecting this greater than symbol, so it will place the value in your small letters. If I am selecting less than symbol, then it will place all the values in your capital letters. Okay children, next property is your input mask. Input mask define that when you are placing the value there in the field, then what pattern it follow. ठीक है, input when taking from the user, then what pattern it follows. I am selecting input mask. Here you will change this input mask. This button is known as build button. When you are clicking on this build button, one window will appear and that window is known as input mask wizard window. Must save the table first. Okay. When I am opening, then you will check that one window will appear. Input mask wizard window, this window. Here you are having different pattern that when you are taking data from the user, then what pattern it follows. Okay. Now here you will check that I am selecting here password format. So whatever user is giving the value, it will place the value in password format. In phone number format, like in this format you want. Social security number, like this format. Okay. And zip code format means your country code, like this you want. Your next one is your extension, in this format you want. Password, long time, here we are having so many formats, means you, what is input mask define? Key means when we are taking data from the user, what pattern it follow. If I am selecting password here, then I am clicking on next and then finish. Now you will check that on text I am applying this. I open the table in datasheet view and here in datasheet view you will check that all the names what I am entering, it will place them in password format like this. Okay. So this is input mask. Input mask define that when we are placing the value there in the table, then what pattern it follows. Okay. Next one is your caption. What is the meaning of this caption? Children, if I want to change the field name, okay, here I am writing name, but I want to, when a user is entering the value in the table, I want to place some else name here. ठीक है, जैसे यहाँ पे name लिखा हुआ है, but when user will enter the value, I want here first name. So if you want to change the field name when user is entering the value or in datasheet view, you want to open this field with some else name, then you will place that name in caption. Okay, here I am writing first name, in place of name I am writing F name. Now I am saving this table and opening the table in datasheet view. You will check that when in place of name, what it shows F name. Okay, caption, what it means, that if you want to change the field name, then you will place that name, new name, in the caption. During datasheet view, when user is entering the value, that time it will show F name there in place of name. Okay, and when you are creating form of this table, in form also, what caption name you are giving here, it will display that name there in place of this field name. Okay, so caption का function क्या होता है? It will replace the field name or whatever value you are placing in caption, it will display in place of this field name. Okay, next one is your default value. Default by default. Okay, here I am selecting class. I am placing the value of you all children. I know you all are in 10th class, so it means your class number is by default 10. सब बच्चे 10 ही enter करने वाले हैं. So in place of this, in default value, if I am writing 10 there, then it will automatically place 10 there in this particular field. I am opening this table again in datasheet view. Now in datasheet view, you will check here. When I am inserting, which one is class? Where is class field? Here is class field. Okay, यहाँ पे मैंने जो इसका format है वो मैंने % symbol set कर दिया है. Now I am changing this format. Here is your format. In place of % I am setting normal format, general number. Now view and again the table in datasheet view. First save the table, done. Here you will check class by default is 10. I am entering the value here in this record, number, and then your section, and then your date of birth. I am selecting any date. Now here you will check. When I am inserting new record, automatically 10 is entered there in the new field. Automatically 10 आ रहा है, वो next field में आता जा रहा है. ठीक है, so this is the function of default field, default value. If I am selecting default value, then there is no need to enter the value in this particular field. Automatically it will take 10 in the next record. When I am inserting next record, it will automatically inserted new value 10 there. Okay, so this is a function of default. Default, what it will do, whatever value you are placing here, it will automatically insert a default value there in the field. If you want to do the changes,
suppose by mistaken any child here is of 9th class, if you want to do the editing in this field, you will select and simple delete and you will change the value. It will accept that value. Default value we are placing so that user will not fill the value, and it is easy for the user to fill all the values, and in this particular field user will not place the value. If user want to do the changes, user will select that particular field, delete the value and place the new value. So this is the function of default value. Okay children, our next property is, again I open the table in design view. Here is validation rule and validation text. What is the meaning of this validation rule? Validation rule, in any particular field I want the value from the user, but it depend on certain condition. For example, here is roll number. Roll number is number type, and here in this roll number I want to enter fields only whose roll number is greater than 36. Okay, so मेरा rule क्या हो गया? My validation rule is that roll number is greater than 36. I am selecting number data type, or I am selecting this particular field, and in validation rule I am writing greater than 36. And validation text क्या होता है? Just I am placing one condition here. If this condition satisfy, तो value enter हो जाएगी. But if condition is not satisfied, then user को पता तो होना चाहिए ना that why this database is not accepting this value. It means to generate certain message. So for this, the error message is generated by this validation text. If I am writing here, so I am writing certain thing here. I am writing sorry, please enter roll number greater than 36. Okay, now I am saving this and opening the table again in datasheet view. Okay, on this class I am placing this. So पहले मेरे को इसको default value भी change करना पड़ेगा. रुको एक मिनट. First I am changing the default value. I am removing this default value. Done. Now I am saving this table and opening the table in datasheet view. Okay. Okay. Here. ठीक है. First I am entering the name. Done. Now I am entering the class greater than 36. Class पे लगाया मैंने. I am writing here 23. I am moving to next field. What message it shows? Sorry, please enter the roll number greater than 36. ठीक है? Means on this particular field I am placing one validation rule. Only if user is satisfying or whatever value user is entering, if it satisfies this condition, then only user is allowed to enter the value in this particular field. Sorry, please enter roll number greater than 36. Okay, and now in this particular field I am placing greater than 36. Now I am placing 12 there. Again I am moving to next field. Same error. This message is generated by validation text. Okay, no problem. Now you will do the changes here. Greater than 36, I am writing 78. No problem. It allows you to enter the value there. So this is the function of validation rule and validation text. What does it mean? That in any particular field, you want to place any expression there. Okay, you want to place any condition there, then you will use this validation rule there. Okay, this validation rule allows you that to enter any condition there. If this condition satisfies, then user is allowed that value is acceptable by this field. If this condition is false, then whatever validation text you are entering here, it will show that message there in the box. Okay. Next one is required. Children, required means yes, it is compulsory that you will place the value there. If I am placing no, means if user is leaving that column blank, then okay, no problem. Required means compulsory कि required करना पड़ेगा. Required means yes, it is compulsory. If I am clicking on yes, now this one is your which field? This one is your class field. I am saving this table and I am opening the table in datasheet view. Here you will check that. देखो, I am placing the new record here, and here I am placing the name, and now move on to the next field. I am leaving this field blank. Next field I am placing the value or number data type. Place the number there. Done. Section. Done. Date of birth, you will select any value here. Done. Next record I am inserting, it show me error that you must enter a value in the table 1 because in this particular field I am placing this column blank. ठीक है, मैंने class column को blank कर दिया था. तो what error it shows that in table 1 dot class you must enter the value. So it means it is compulsory to place the value in this particular field. So now first you will enter the value here in class column. I am writing 34 less than 36. I am moving. Sorry, please enter the roll number greater than 36. Okay. Now it means you have to change the value here. I am placing 36. 36 पे भी error देगा because roll number is greater than 36. Okay. Change the value. 78 I am writing. No problem. It will take this value. Okay. So this is the function of this required field. Last one is your index field. Indexed होता है that it will sort the values. Indexing you are doing using in the your register ना. If I am selecting index years means it will sort all the values and basically we are using this index field on that particular field जहाँ पे हमने इसको primary key set किया है. On that field I am placing indexed. Okay. Smart text छोड़ दो. Text alignment means different alignment you have done. Alignment na in MS Word also that the value you are placing it will be in which alignment, general, left, center, right, distribute. Distribute means there is no proper method. General by default जो ले रहा है, left में चाहिए, center में चाहिए, right में चाहिए, like this we can place the values. Okay, so these are the few important properties that are associated with these data types. So we will take one quick recap. फॉर्मेट होता है फर्स्ट आई एम सेलेक्टिंग टेक्स्ट डेटा टाइप. देखो फील्ड साइज डिफाइन करता है कि हाउ मच अमाउंट ऑफ वैल्यू यू कैन स्टोर. फॉर्मेट डिफाइन दैट व्हाट टाइप ऑफ वैल्यू यू कैन स्टोर. इफ आई एम सेलेक्टिंग नंबर डेटा टाइप तो नंबर ऑन फॉर्मेट योर फील्ड साइज डिपेंड. इनपुट मास्क व्हेन यू आर टेकिंग वैल्यू फ्रॉम द यूजर तो व्हाट पैटर्न इट फॉलोज. इनपुट मास्क. कैप्शन whatever name I am writing here I don't want this field name there in my data sheet view in my form, then whatever value you are writing in caption it will place this value in place of this field name. Next one is your default value. Default value define कि if you are placing any field any value in default value तो उस particular field में जो default value है वो आती रहेगी. Next one is your default validation rule and validation text. In any particular field if I am placing validation rule तो it will if whatever value you are writing there if it follows sorry if it follows that rule then only it allows to enter the value. If it is wrong the whatever message you are writing in validation text it will take that shows that message to the user. Required means compulsory that in this particular field you must place the value. Allow zero length. If I am placing this yes here it means it allows zero length blank छोड़ सकते हैं. Indexed होता है sorting के लिए होता है mostly कि if I want to sort the records so here index mostly we are using with the primary key field. Next one is this Unicode compression. इन सबको छोड़ दो ठीक है. Unicode compression IME mode इन सबको छोड़ दो. These are not of your use. So these are the basic important properties that is important. So you will learn these property. Children if you found any problem in any topic you will tell this to me. I will repeat that one. Okay class, thank you so much for listening me. Thank you.